How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Carrison here with another episode of Charmed. We're on episode 14 of season 2. Where it wasn't as dire as episode 12, last episode. Quite chaotic, don't get me wrong, and it was more something, I guess, fun, I guess, would be. I mean, it was still a bit awkward in terms of the whole Piper, Leo, and Dan dynamic, but yeah, it wasn't as intense as episode 12 was, and it was something more low-key, I guess. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm really loving this season, so why don't we get into this episode of Charmed? It's episode number 14 of season 2. Let's go.
I mean, I felt bad for him. He doesn't know anybody, and it's not like there's a fallen white lighter support group to join or anything.
Prue, I'm not upset with you. I'm
yeah, just
upset with the whole
Leo's
situation.
superiors
Leo's
need like
accept
a
the fact
suggestion
that you're
box.
with Dan, now you are still with Dan, right? Yes, of course.
She's still teasing that.
What do you think they're talking about? What the hell are they talking about?
They're probably,
Joe DiMaggio.
I was gonna say they're probably just bantering about sports.
DiMaggio was my grandfather's favorite. That's why he's mine too.
You know, Leo, this is just numbers.
What? Hello? What the fuck is going on? Okay, no.
As a white letter?
Not really.
Which means we have no idea if it's going to strike again or not.
And if it's gonna choose different target, I don't know. Unless this has something to do with Phoebe just, I don't know.
Me to school since the first grade.
Yeah, well,
I'm out of answers.
So we figure out what happened where you...
Similar situation another white lighter had with one of his charges.
Huh.
But it had something to do with a past life coming back to haunt her present one.
Whoa!
Look, it's obviously very rare.
Trust me, you don't have to worry about Leo at all. He's an angel.
The fact she just literally spelled it out in front of him, but he's just going to like just disregard it. Maybe be
Time to the next.
Okay, then why is my past life trying to kill me?
Well, I don't think it is. I
interesting.
think it's trying to warn you, to give you a chance to do something about it. Maybe it's because
unless it's something affecting
Wait, do something about
who was against
About
someone
whatever
from
happened
Phoebe's
before
past life.
that's endangering
Interesting
you now.
concept.
Where's Shirley MacLaine?
Damn. Phoebe! Woo! This is insane.
Hello, cousin. We have to talk. Soon. We're done talking.
Ooh, animosity, I said see. Oof.
Did you find the spell?
Working in cahoots against her. Okay. So I'm guessing he's the kind. Yeah. Kind of deja vu-y.
That's my girl. Go ahead, test it.
So technically power free. Huh.
Okay. Where am I? Yeah, you did, actually. Kinda.
It's weird.
It probably looked the same to you because your soul recognized.
Yeah,
your
that's
souls.
okay. Thanks for
We
filling
all
in the
tend to travel in the
blanks,
same circle,
Leo.
Family, friends, even enemies throughout our various lives. And that's why our souls kind of recognize each other.
Good kisser and so good with his hands. Hands that very well may have killed you. Maybe, but you know, it also could have been.
I was gonna say though, like if that's her soul as well.
Huh? You saw him too? He was your husband. Sorry, Leo.
That's okay. Hoping Piper learns from her past mistakes.
Oh!
Prue, this was the Kara that
no.
you used in your past life.
I think that this one is me. She died February 17th, 1924.
Oh, great.
The same age I am, also.
Certainly explains why the warnings are happening today.
Anniversary.
So it doesn't mean that I'm gonna die today too, right? Only girl in the world, and I...
The girl that looked like me. Do you remember her?
Oh,
She
she's
was
still
an evil witch. I used
still
to
kind
hide
of
upstairs by
terrified.
the landing. I saw everything.
Make your move.
How are you gonna do that?
Easy. By posing as her former lover.
Wait. I mean, so has this triangle existed before? You know, history repeat itself, right?
Talk now? Upstairs?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Oh! Fire and ice! He needed to air that out. Oh! And he needed to air that out. Did you just need him? Oh my! Whoa! Oh! Oh! You just murdered him!
Hey, you know, they didn't try to kill you, Phoebe. You know that. It was her past selves.
I know. And it was my past self that tried to kill them first.
Sticky, isn't it? Because they're like essence. There is that history, remembrance.
Phoebe, whatever happened, you can't blame yourself.
It was me. Or rather, past me.
Him?
Yeah.
So,
How did you know that?
Yeah, how did you?
yeah, you weren't there.
When you become a white lighter, they let you see your past lives for perspective.
No wonder he knows so much stuff about this.
Hold it. Wait a minute.
So,
You knew that we were lovers before? and you
yeah,
didn't tell me?
I've got questions
What,
about
did you
that.
slip your mind?
No,
Do you think that I could write a spell that could not only send me back to the past, but give me complete control over my
Oh,
actions as
so
well?
she goes from the backseat
Because if I can,
passenger
I could
to
go
the
back to the past
driver.
and find the amulet and hide it someplace safe, so I know where to find it when I come back to the present.
the only way for you to do that would be to switch life forces with past Phoebe.
Oh!
In other words, you would be in.
Everywhere.
Oh no! Oh! So wait, was it there all this time? I guess? Son of a bitch!
Where am I?
You've been reincarnated. Reborn.
Oh, no, I don't know, no. We're gonna see a squabble with, past Phoebe and current Prue and Piper, aren't we?
The nurse will be right in. Is she okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Thanks for asking.
You're not getting any sympathy out of me. You should never have let Phoebe cast that spell.
Oh, you're digging yourself
Sounds like
further
you're
in that
getting
hole
anything
there,
else.
Leo.
So jealous.
Can we not knock him out?
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah! Woo! Great.
Amulets protecting both of them.
Yeah. Great. Ta.
It's your turn to die this time.
Nice.
All right, we have...
Nice, Prue. Oh!
Phoebes.
Get the amulet.
All will be forgiven.
She goes back to her soul so black.
And boom.
Leo?
If Leo is his real name, No,
I think he's an imposter.
He works for the State Department. Check out his army records.
Oh!
But the only Leo Wyatt they came up with died almost 60 years ago in World War II. Piper, there is no record of him anywhere. Nothing.
Oh
It's
no.
almost as if he didn't have any past at all.
Anton wouldn't have needed evil past Phoebe if you hadn't evolved into good Phoebe.
There you go.
Still, it's okay to be bad every once in a while, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. A lot.
We all can't be like goody two shoes 100% of our life, right? No, we've all got that little dark seed in us, I guess. So, nobody's perfect, and we all have that capacity to be little shits, but it's the choices we make that kind of define us, really. We're not really destined for a certain alignment in our lives. Like, I feel like we all have that choice, really, to act in a certain direction, whether that be good, whether that be bad. So it's just a shame some people fancy the bad life, really. So, yeah. Honestly, though, that was a very, very, very interesting and investing episode, especially with the concept of past lives, and I guess future lives in a sense, but we weren't focusing on the future. But yeah, past lives, especially with the idea that there is that kind of reincarnation situation. That does happen. So it like and it was like making me question some things about I guess the family line, really, and yeah, it is a very, very. I'm sure that we're going to definitely delve into that kind of scenario once again, because it's kind of like with Xena Warrior Princess, like how that kind of there is a similar kind of situation there, and that's not something you just gloss over in one episode. You've got to keep focusing on it, like in some point in time. So yeah, but it was just very, very interesting to get a bit of a to get some questions being established for me, and some answers as well. But it was just very, very interesting, especially with a Phoebe focused episode. But not just that, though, just in general, just in terms of in universe, like that whole reincarnation situation. But also that worry for Phoebe as well, especially when you take into account your past life. She wasn't really the kindest flower of the bunch, I guess. Stupid term, but whatever. We'll roll with it. But she's not past Phoebe. She is the Phoebe we all know and love to this day. So, yeah. But that was a very, very interesting episode in terms of delving further into, I guess, the in-universe charmed lore, really. Especially, and not just that, though, but like I said, Phoebe as well herself. And, of course, her carrying that curse that was bestowed upon one of her past lives. So I'm wondering, though, because obviously I doubt that the Phoebe that we have right now is the end of the line, really, for, I guess, her soul. But I am wondering if she needs that necklace for her future incarnations, or if there's some kind of, or if that kind of broke the loop in some capacity. I don't know, but yeah, like I said, it was just very, very interesting. It was really, really surprising in terms of, like, okay, we've got all of this information that is being pressed upon us about the fact that these sisters, they had a past, really. Not as glamorous as it is right now in terms of the whole bonding situation, considering, I guess, past Prue and Piper had that curse on Phoebe. But it was very interesting to get a bit of the lay of the land in regards to the fact that their souls, it basically reincarnated, and whereas they are not, there is, I guess, no memory of their past lives or whatever. There is that history, I guess, that's etched there. So yeah. But it was just very, very interesting. It wasn't just, I guess, the Charmed ones either, but there is, of course, that idea that Dan's been reincarnated. Leo, I guess, kind of has. I mean, I guess given what we know about Leo from Love Hurts, I think it was, yeah. I don't think, I guess that past life of Leo, yeah, he didn't really have long left to live if Leo gets reincarnated into the Leo that we all know too well. And then, of course, he gets promoted into that white lighter activity. I guess his second, third, whatever bout it is. So, yeah, we don't even know how far this dates back in terms of the whole reincarnation thing. But, yeah, it was just very, very interesting, just going into that, just completely, this just interesting concept. So, yeah, but, wow, it was just, yeah, really interesting. But not just that, though, there was, of course, that explanation in regards to the fact that it kind of intertwines with the whole soulmate situation. So, as well as the fact that there is that idea that whereas obviously we saw the same actors play the past versions of Phoebe, Prue, Piper, etc. There is that kind of idea that they kind of look a bit different, but similar in a sense, if that makes sense. So yeah, because Leo did say about the fact that they looked the same because your soul recognizes who you were in the past, I guess. So and the fact that there is this idea that I guess the circle that you kind of make in your past or whatever, that kind of carries over, obviously with no memory, once you get reincarnated, etc. But there is that recognition, and that's where the term soulmates come about. So yeah, because some things are just a constant in terms of being your soul being reincarnated. You're gonna have the same people, even if I guess the dynamics change in terms of, because we know with past Prue, Piper, and Phoebe, they were cousins, and then obviously in this timeline. Yeah, well, this, should I say, time period, they are more siblings, sisters. But yeah, like, there is that constant. There might be certain changes in terms of alignment, in terms of family, etc., but there is a constant in terms of the circle that you have. It's kind of like what Leo talked about in terms of him and Piper basically being destiny. So yeah, and the fact that I'm guessing that comes with the perks, really. In terms of him like having a bit more of a longer life, he gets to have this kind of knowledge about his past, etc. And the fact that he knew that he, I guess, dated an incarnation of. Well, he had a thing with a past incarnation of Piper. Obviously, that past incarnation went off to marry a past incarnation of Dan. So, yeah. But it was just really, really bizarre, like just having all of this thrown upon us. But it was just very interesting to know, like, about the fact that it wasn't just the I guess Charmed ones that really had their souls intertwined to previous incarnations in the past, but also, I guess, Dan, really. And if I guess Leo, in a sense, because that Leo, well, the past incarnation of Leo, that really wasn't a I guess that really wasn't the same angel that we are accustomed to today. He was just normal Leo, like he is right now, I guess, in a sense. So yeah, but there was no white lighter privileges then. So yeah, but it was all so surreal, just to like I said, to absorb everything. And like I said, throughout the episode I was just invested with how they were bringing up this idea really about the, you know, your past incarnations, etc. So because it was, you know, giving me questions. Okay, did they look like that in the past? As well as the fact about Phoebe, because of course there was that curse bestowed upon Phoebe. And of course there was that little kerfuffle with her and Anton, who I guess with him chasing Phoebe in the, well, with how he was constantly chasing Phoebe, there's that dark matter of him being a soulmate in a sense. But it just kind of got me thinking about, you know, Piper. She is kind of there with, in terms of relationships, because of the fact that, yeah, she's got Dan. There's a little bit of a kerfuffle there, but in terms, it goes back to the other episode that was focused on Phoebe, about how I was talking about how Phoebe, how Piper and Prue have that kind of staticness, that consistency, I guess you could say, in terms of a relationship, whereas Phoebe can never catch a break. And I was just thinking about the fact that I guess that kind of checks out really, especially if Anton's been plaguing her life. And yeah, it's really sad how that kind of checks out really. Whereas like the person that seemingly is consistent in terms of a relationship is someone who's influenced her to the to be bad really. So and obviously we can't allow that to happen to present day Phoebe, but thankfully there is that matter of free will. Phoebe has the choice to she has that choice to be a good little soul. And yeah, so but that's I feel like that was really well worded from Prue at the end of the episode, where she was talking about everyone has that little dark side. It's basically a matter of acting, really. And you know, that's true. I think we've all got that little bit of darkness. We've all got that little nobody's 100% perfect, just throwing that out there, but it's the choices we make that kind of define us, really. And Phoebe has I definitely, I mean, obviously when it comes to reincarnation, it's not going to be a carbon copy in terms of how you, I guess, lead your life, really. And I think Phoebe's a good testament to that. Her past was a bit troublesome, and you can even see that past Piper and Prue acted a bit differently as well as the fact that there were different abilities as well. But in terms of personality, yeah, there's going to be differences, and I think most notably Phoebe isn't bad. She is a good little cherub. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, this was a very interesting episode in terms of discovering about past lives. Whether you're part of the Charmed Ones or whether you're just ordinary Dan, really. So yeah. But I really did like the fact that Piper was not having it with Leo in this episode, especially with his acknowledgement, really, and how, I mean, he tried to mean well in terms of the fact that he didn't want to kind of influence things. He still wanted free will to be a thing in terms of, okay, we'll see where this goes in terms of me and Piper. If things don't go, you know, swimmingly, fine. But at the end of the day, there is that conviction from Leo about the fact that, well, we're destined to be together, given the history, I guess, between him and Piper in the present day. So yeah, and yeah, although Dan's watching him like a hawk because of the fact that he did mention about this. I mean, he mentioned in the last episode he can get a bit jealous, but in this episode he did mention about the fact that he was overprotected, and that kind of played a part in the closing moments of this episode, where he was talking about, yeah, I trust this Leo guy, if that is his real name. Yeah, it is so difficult because obviously with Dan, you're not going to assume he's going to be a white lighter or you know, whatever. Your mind is automatically going to assume, okay, identity fraud, basically, surely. And he's going to be very protective of he doesn't want Piper's, he doesn't want Piper to be hurt, etc. So, he's gonna, you know, make sure that, Piper, he's gonna make sure that Piper, is going to be careful. He's not trying to he's not trying to be like, oh, you can't meet with Leo anymore or whatever. He's just saying, just be careful, because I'm getting a bit suspicious about this guy. And then Piper's like, yeah, this is awkward because I can't tell him he's a white lighter because that's going to open a whole can of worms. But I guess she does recognize that Dan is at least being protective, so and cautious. So, but like I said, your first instance is not going to be like, okay, so he's a white lighter or whatever. You're probably going to think, okay, well, this guy's using an identity of a dead guy, and he's got some kind of nefarious gig going on. So yeah. But it's going to probably come to a point where she's going to have to tell everything, because I doubt Dan is going to drop this whole I'd say crusade as if it's a bad term, but it's not. It's understandable why. I mean, especially if he's being very evasive about his past and all of that, it's very understandable why he would be very worried, especially with the fact that he does care for Piper and he doesn't want Piper to be hurt. So yeah, but he's not going to drop this investigating role against Leo. So, and it's going to come to a point where Piper might have to spill the beans, because it's just going to get messy and complicated. I mean, it's already complicated, their relationship. It's going to get more and more complicated. So, yeah, but I really thought, like I said, this episode was pretty great. So I love the kind of paralleling shots, I guess, in terms of the kerfuffle with present Piper and Prue against past Phoebe, and then obviously vice versa. I was kind of hoping they would do that, because, you know, it makes sense, doesn't it? Especially with the fact that you've got a more evil incarnation of Phoebe trying to fend off the sisters, who are acting a bit more benevolent, and I guess there is a bit more of that aggressive stance with past Piper and Prue against Phoebe, who's I guess got zipped back in time, who's trying to survive, etc., and is not wanting to burn any bridges, but obviously they're not going to be any of the wiser. So yeah, I really loved that bit. But overall, this was pretty intense in terms of getting a bit more layers, I guess, in terms of the in-universe charmed lore, in terms of your soul going through a bit of a reincarnation, yeah. So yeah, basically, I'm guessing once once a person dies, they get reincarnated, I guess. Same with, like, you know, how Phoebe dies, she gets reincarnated, etc. So it doesn't create any kind of kerfuffle in terms of, okay, past Phoebe is alive. That's going to contradict with present Phoebe, for instance. So yeah, it's all complicated, isn't it, in terms of how I'm describing it, but hopefully you get the memo. No, I really did enjoy going through that, in terms of just acquiring this information about your souls, like, and not just that though, but about the worry in regards to Phoebe and who she might become. But thankfully, she's all well and good. So yeah, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time.